I find myself staring at my mother's bedroom again. I remember all the times each year, each June, that I've walked into this room, ran my hands over the bed, over the dresser, picking up the pictures I've collected and decorated my personal memorial space to her. And as the grief started to rear its head, I clung to my anger instead and completely trashed it. Sweep my arm over the pictures, knocking them against the wall and onto the floor. I pull the drawers out of the dresser and fling them around the room. I leave her room in shambles, angry that she chose this. She chose to sacrifice herself when there could have been another way. As a teenager, that was my logic. That there had to be a better way, one that would not have cost the life of one of our people. Every year, I left her room a mess and made my way to a body of water. The last few years, I just used Parrot Island Water Park. I had a friend there who let me in a few minutes early once a year for my remembrance. I would use a charm and make myself heavy as a rock and descend straight to the bottom of the pool. I would make myself stay under until I come to the edge of panic, to know the fear of drowning, in remembrance of the little boy I almost killed. The boy whose energy I sucked away because I couldn't control myself yet. Mom and I fought that day. She angry I took off my charm, but also way too reassuring that it wasn't my fault. Me blaming her and Aunt Beatty that it's their fault I don't know real control. That we relied on a ward to suppress my powers and not teach me real discipline. I lost it and almost killed a boy, someone I didn't know. Never even got his name. That was the last time my mother tried to console me before I lost her. So I pay that penance every year. And then I go see the Howlers, because she loved them so much, bonded with them in a way I only hope to do. I think I found that bond in Domino, and partially in Sasha, but there's still a lot more work with them to be had. From there, I'd make some other trips, depending on which location I felt pulled to that year. The Glory Hole, the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas Little Grand Canyon, the Buffalo River. All places that were special to Mom, or me and Mom, one way or another. I try to relive those memories, keep them fresh, but the grief and anger always overcame the happy memories. And then those evenings, when I finally dragged myself back home, no matter how spent I was, I made myself clean her room up. I replaced the broken picture frames, put the dresser back together, and recreate the tribute to her. 18 years of the same cycle, the same ritual to remember my mother and the stupid sacrifice she made, and the memories she left behind. So I stare at her bedroom, her shrine on her dresser, the pictures of her with me that stay lit with battery-powered tea candles. But this year will be different. This year, the shrine comes down for good. I don't plan on trashing her room again to take the shrine down. I'm not filled with enough anger to do that anymore. Part of the reason I held on to that anger with her for so long was because of the slim chance she was still alive. Still alive, and we could have saved her, and she could be with me again. But she chose to be the sacrifice, not knowing if she would live or die. In my anger, I would ask for what? What was worth losing me for? But I know what now. Hell, I probably knew it then too, but hated the coven enough not to care. But I can't bring myself to act upon this new decision yet. I'll do a little each week, clearing Mom's things out. Aunt Beatty told me a long time ago to donate Mom's clothes and keep just a few things, but I could never do that. Not with how things went down back then. But now that she is well and truly gone, at peace, and her body resting in our family's cemetery, I think it's time. I swing by the flower shop and head back to Mountainburg. As I drive, I think about that night. I think about seeing her again, and try to distinguish if there was a moment of her being alive, or if as soon as the buried mother left her, she was gone. I don't know if it really matters, but I guess I just wanted her to see me as I am now, and what good I've done. But now that she's free of the buried bitch, I think she's able to see now. Death is still a thing I don't think past. Since I'm not faithful to any one god right now, or even gods for that matter, death is just a black void I'm afraid to fall into. I mean, I know it's coming for us all, but I can't bring myself to care right now what happens after I die. Not when I have so much to care for now, to live for. I say so much. I have a stubborn teen who thinks she's me but better, and in a way she probably is. She's got a little of me and a little of Roz in her. Maybe she's taking in the best of us and leaving the worst of us behind. I'm sure she thinks she needs to make up for letting the buried mother control her and almost kill us all that night. I don't blame her anymore, and I don't think anyone else ever did. But I don't even have her right now. She ran off, but she will come back one day, sooner or later, to make things right again. And then Roz and Maureen. I have them at arm's length, but not much further. And Rachel, who is going to have her baby any day now. I stayed particularly far away from her with all the shit that's been going on. I don't want to be the reason her family is in danger. But is there any more danger? I still feel her inside me, and I have a feeling I always will, but she can't hurt anyone. No, that just leaves me. And God and Goddess knows I've hurt plenty. I don't know if my hurting days are over, and I will still not hesitate to kill a bad guy or protect myself or anyone that's mine, but I hope I'm done failing people I care about. I pull up to Aunt Beatty's, a burning lump already making its way up my throat. There's just so much grief in me, but I don't know if I have any tears left. I put the car in park, but just sit here, staring at her cabin. Her little slice of paradise in these forsaken mountains. I guess not so forsaken anymore, now that the filthy stain of the buried bitch has been removed from its foundations. I'm not ready to step inside her house, but I see something white stuck to her screen door. My curiosity gets the better of me and carries me to her porch to see what that mysterious thing on her door is. It's an envelope with my name on it. I pull it off and tear it open. Inside is a key and a note. It's from Uncle Dale. He didn't sign it or anything, but I know his sloppy handwriting. I had something made for Emma and left it inside. Thought it was better for you to take it to her than me. I wasn't sure if you still had a key, so I'm leaving you mine. Please put it back in the pouch under Beatty's rocking chair when you're done. I hate it when people surprise me. When they decide to be something more than they've shown me. Uncle Dale has had little to do with me since handing Mom's store over. I know he's been helping Sam, though, learn more about the old Christian mountain ways. There's no way she could stay away from him after he gave her the knowledge to lay hands on Beatty, and some of the things I've seen her work on in the back room at the store points to his teachings. The faith and practices that he ingrained in me as a child, but that I forsook as an adult, I'm sure he's passed on to her. Maybe he's no longer the bastard that he was when I was a kid. No, he wasn't all bastard. He loved his sisters, that I can say with surety. He didn't always agree with them, especially my mother after she turned the coven to Hecate, but he loved them both. I stuff the letter back in the envelope, tuck it into my back pocket, and unlock Aunt Beatty's front door. I glance around looking for what he left. The place looks like the last time I saw it, the last time I came to her house. I wonder what will happen to this place. I'm sure Beatty left it to her daughter Cora, but Cora is always off abroad on some missionary work. She's a lot like Ephraim in that aspect, always traveling to do the Lord's work. The only difference is that I believe she is doing good, Ephraim not so much. But with Cora always gone, I wonder if she will just sell it. Uncle Dale would be the first to jump on it. These lands have been in the Albrights' care since the 1800s. As a teen, I raged and wanted to be the generation that finally gives it up. But then came Cora, and if she wouldn't give it up with me, then what's the point? And now here I am, fretting a bit about her doing exactly that. My, how things change. But one thing at a time. I see a large box on the kitchen table. My curiosity overrides my hesitation, and I go straight to it and open it. It's not sealed shut, and at first it looks empty, but no. What's inside just isn't as tall as the box. My eyes burn as I look at the flat headstone marker. It's not an average-sized headstone. If it was, there's no way I would have been able to carry it, though I wouldn't put it past Uncle Dale to pull a prank on me like that. No, this one is about the size of a cinder block, but feels twice as heavy as I pull it out of the box. It's made of black marble with white streaks and bright white lettering. Emma Jean Albright, lost June 22nd, 2007, but found March 7th, 2025. Stubborn sister, loving mother, fierce friend. Bastard. I wanted to keep hating him for turning his back on us, but since he's been showing up for me lately and helped Sam, it's hard to do that now. It's funny how things come full circle. I grab a shovel from Beatty's shed behind her house and make the trek to the Grove. The Bright Grove Cemetery, where all the direct Albright descendants have been buried since we've owned this land. I used to think it was cool that we had our own family plot, that it meant something to be an Albright. But that meaning has long since faded. I remember coming down here at night when I spent the night at Aunt Beatty's. That was when Cora and I actually saw eye to eye when it came to adventures. It was cool to read the older headstones, to remember our ancestors as these wise beings to come ask for wisdom. But now Mom is here, and Beatty will be brought here once Cora shows up for the funeral, and my grandmother has been here even longer. These far-off ancestors don't feel so far off anymore. Mom's mound is still fresh, the naked dirt not completely kissed by the grass of the grove yet, nor trampled by the wildlife or worn by the weather. I put the flat stone at her feet so I can one day get her a bigger headstone, but Uncle Dale did great on this one, and I'll have to tell him thank you at some point. There's room beside Mom for Aunt Beatty. I realize Uncle Dale will be the first male Albright to be buried there in a while. And then I think for myself, will I be buried here with them? Part of me says yes, that I want to be with my family. Another part of me wonders if there will be anything left to bury when this world is done with me. And then I remember the buried bitch inside of me, and wonder if it's poetic justice or undoing my work for her to return to this mountain inside me. Sometimes I wonder how close death really is. If she's a far-off friend who will return home one day, or if she's that friend that never left our hometown and waits for me. Even when faced with death, I don't think that often about it. I can't. I have to remember I'm still alive, and that now I have even more to live for. This episode of It's All in the Cards was written by Ashley McAnally, featuring the voice talents of Abbey Konzen, produced by Scott Thomas.